We're talking now to the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association, a man who's no stranger to the Observer. Pleasant good evening and Happy New Year to you, President Allan Ferguson.
Pleasant good evening to you and your viewers, man. It's a pleasure to be with you too. It's such a wonderful time, you know.
Yes.
You know, it's a program you wish you could be on every week, you know.
Thank you so much for that. A lot is taking place, and I mean, your industry has been hit rather hard. The stories have been shared with everyone. We know, in fact, the return to business. Hopefully, it's back on track, but of course, it's going to take some time. Tell us, one of the things that you said recently is that you're unsure whether you want the industry to return to copper exports, and that's because of the fear of theft, which will bring another shutdown. Please expand on that.
Yeah, you see, when you understand the thousands of people who involved in this industry, there's work on it each and every day, and you see, the government will try to regularize the industry, but they did not regularize the banning the collectors and them as yet, and nothing has been done to the collectors and them. So you find somebody could just leave the streets again, leave the streets and go and cut down copper, and all these things will make the industry look bad. The government is ready for the copper industry to open back. I don't know whether it's more than a year now. It's about a year and 6 months now since they shut down the copper industry, and we continue to wait on them, and I do not think it's wise for us to open back up this copper industry as yet. What I recommending is that the people who have copper, for more than a year, if they could get an injunction to export these copper out of Trinidad, it will serve them good to get back some of the cash that they for a whole year now, these coppers sitting down in their warehouse doing nothing. So this is why I apply to the government to let these people able to export the copper. This is what I am recommending to the government at this time.
Yeah, and you believe that would be the best move, which could, of course, put things back on track for the industry.
Yes, you see, you don't want to start back to do something and you're not ready. It don't make no sense. You know, some people will say, why, let me go with it. But I am telling you, if the way how the country is, the way how the employment is, the way how every single thing, everybody works, everybody, and some people in working, a lot of people in working, a lot of things is happening. And you still leave the room open for people who do themselves be in the industry, work in the industry, to come in and cut down cable wire, one teeth cable, and come and sell to some of them yards, and them who don't care what they buy. And I wish to elaborate and the yards that is buy anything, and Trinidad and Tobago need to understand this, because you see, sometimes I, or as an individual, I cannot take myself and go right Guyana and open up in the scrapyard, but we bring down a lot of people here to buy our material, to buy from us. And you know what is happening with them now? They opening up yards all around Trinidad, these outsiders and them, these foreigners and them that we bring here. We had a meeting with these foreigners in the Ministry of Trade, and they agreed not to open the scrapyard. Also, is against the law. It's not that we stopping people from opening up. All over the world, because of the industry, nobody from all other countries cannot go nowhere, no other country, no part of the world, and open up scrap iron, open up a yard. It cannot do it. But this is the only country that you could find a foreigner come and get a license. How they get it? That is something we don't know. But we saying that we had a discussion with the Ministry of Trade, and we tell them we give them until 1 month to straighten out this issue, because we don't want them to issue no license to these people and them. They came here to buy from us. They could buy and we will export it for them. But by them buying it, it's an advantage, because these are the people who we selling to, and now them want us to buy, and they're taking over all the yard, because the industry shut down and men couldn't open back up. They're buying out these fellas' license. They're buying out a lot of yards because of the pressure that we went through. And you see now, if you see them, they're all over the place. And I cannot allow this to take place as a president. So if they don't do it, we're going to mobilize all our people and go in front of these yards and expose what's taking place.
But Mr. Ferguson, isn't there an approved list of dealers that people who you would know, of course, that have been regulated and approved in the industry? So how are outsiders being able to come in and just simply apply their trade?
No, this is what I'm saying is that the foreigners buying over the local yard, they're buying over the yard, and this causing a serious thing. You remember, if I can't open back up, why can't I do this? Most of the things people can't open back up the yards because of remember when you shut down for a long period of time, you under financial difficulties and you under real pressure.
I understand that, but the fact that then who are these outsiders working for, in whose interest? Because the mere fact that there are people who have been part of this all their life and have been plying their trade in this industry to simply close up shop and say that's it, and many of them have left. Was this not part of an orchestrated plan to get some of these people out because there were players who wanted to come in to begin with?
Well, whatever plan they had, it working, because I will tell you something, right? If we had 120-something yards, we down to about 20-something, and then out of that 20-something, the foreigners would have been controlling more, and the members come from the collectors, the members come from other people who doing recycling business without scrap. So you'll find that we are the association, we will remain strong, but the whole problem is about the yards, the scrap yards that you see all over the place. The big one that you see coming down to Shogunas, that is one of the yards that a foreigner buy over, a foreigner running. That is the same yard that buy all the big beams that come from licensing. These are the things that they say that the government that cause the straw, that cause the whole camel back the break. All of these things I could start to tell you. Let me tell you, I have people going up, we take videos and we do videos, we taking videos of them buying and doing the wrong thing. When them come to Trinidad, them don't care. Remember, them just come for a period of time. They don't care if it's TSCT wire, them don't care if it's manhole cover, them don't care if it's petrochin pump, them don't care if it's petrochin motors, them buying and buying and buying, and them don't care if it's stolen stuff, they're buying, and when them done and they total everything out of here, is we to catch. I am not staying down as a president and allowing this thing to happen to our industry. I decided that we will give the ministry to straighten it out, because they did in 2013. They did put us and them, because we had it out. I had it out to them. We was going by the yard and thinking them to shut down, because we had the same problem. They come back up in 2023 and open back up. We decided that we go to the ministry first and lay our claim to them, and if they cannot straighten it out, we will straighten it out. We need to, let me tell you, there's a lot of other people who want to open up scrapyard, and it's because of them, they're opinionating the price, they're controlling price, they're controlling everything, every single thing they're doing.
And you are making clear of that right here, right now, that you are not going to sit by idly by and let this take place. So it's a warning to those of you who are coming in this thing illegally and simply trying to manipulate the price. Mr. Ferguson has made it quite clear. He is coming after you. Stop it, cease and desist. Let me ask you, as far as, before we touch on the crime situation, because time is limited, February 14th, I believe, is the deadline for licenses?
Yeah. What happened is that the license was extended until the 14th of next month. When we had a meeting with them, they didn't tell us, they indicated to us that they can't give us no guarantee that the license will, the extension will go on again. We now have to start to apply for our new license. We don't know how it will work out, because it have tongue and country. We have to apply to tongue and country. We also have to apply to EMA for EMA approval and all kind of different things. There's something that I don't think that they understand with this EMA approval, CSC. I had taken them to court in 2019, and they tell us that is when they want all the scrapyard was to get license for the CSA from AMA. We take them to court, and the court rule on us. Scrapyard do not have to get no CSA. So I don't know how that will work out, because nothing have changed from that time to now. Even the regulation and mention all of these things in reference to how it will work out. The court have proved on our side. I see a high road ahead, but they promised to work with us to solve all these problems, and we was ready to work with them to try to solve the problems that will come upon us.
And that has to work out. Quickly, I know yesterday there were two crime consultant forums. The opposition had theirs in La Jolla. The Scrap Iron Dealers Association had theirs in Arima. And you also have some other scheduled spots to make. You have been on this for quite some time. And I think that you're saying that you know exactly the core issue of crime that's taking place in this country and the genesis of it. Share it with us, please.
You see, Mikee K, one of the things that we need to understand, every single time we go out, let's stop the crime, let's stop the crime, let's stop killing one another, stop doing this. All the young people, we need for you all to make the change. But you see, last night I make a different light. I say to the young people, I say to the people in power, the people who have all the power in the land, let me explain to you something. We need to find something for the young people to do. And I saying is that the big contractors and all these big people who doing all the big contract road and buildings and all these things. We saying the minister work is real, doing a proper work. He's doing a good work, because you don't see them, these big contractors killing one another. You don't see them fighting. You don't see them arguing. But you see, when the little work come into the ghetto, the Maloney, the La Hoqueta, the Beatum, the Sealer, the Enterprise, all these places, nothing in doing, so they're starting to fight for small things. So I saying, let us open a ministry at the poor, that it could help people to be good business people. It could help people to get work. We road will fix you. They open good contractors. Small, nice contractors will come out from all these different poor community and start to do business, and the playing field will get level. And then we will start to see the youth and them making change. A lot will happen in the community. All these things. We can't only tell them, let's stop crime, let's stop doing this. And nothing has been doing to stop the youth to attract them. Let me tell you something. The gang doing things to attract them, The gang doing a lot of things to attract the youths. And if we don't do nothing to attract the youth, you see, this is what we need to do. We can't go to no crime talk and talk about state of emergency and this and that. We need to come up with ideas that could stop the youth from dropping into the gang. It come like if you continue doing the same thing over and over, we just flicking over the card and doing the same thing, we will get the same result. We need to change up the program. And how we going to change up the program if we want to do the same thing by only inviting the same set of these kind of people? Let me tell you something. Long ago, we used to do things in a way. Everything used to be in a way now. It's only you have to be some big scholar or some big thing. Yes, I have no problem with that. But long ago, we used to use the normal people in the community to help out. That going against everything. This is why we finding ourselves in all this problem. Mikee K, we need to do something about it. It can't work in this way. I know that you belong to the party of the UNC. I am saying to Miss Kamala, if you want to think, we can't study when you come in power. It can't be when you come in power. You don't go get all that power. If you want to win, you have to do things now. You have to take off your shoes, take off your high heel, put on your boots, and let me start to walk in them communities where you find the crestful people who can't find food when they come. Let me go and see what we could do. Let me start to do something. You cannot do it in the way.
I hear you loud and clear. Stick a pin in that. We will have a part 2 to this because it's quite interesting. Again, Mr. Ferguson, best of luck to you and your entire team. Keep up the good work. Let us know when you're having these scheduled events. We'll send the word out, as well as anyone who's having their crime consultations.
We're in Tobago on the 29th, so it is Tobago on the 29th.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll be speaking with you periodically. Thank you again.
Yes.
There you have it, folks.